Warning: strong description of blood and gore in this chapter. The snow crunched with every step Kojiro took, his heart beating fast, with exhilaration pumping through his veins as he continued forward. His indolent spirit was being tested, and he had fought with every ounce of his being, wielding his blazing sword with unwavering determination. The heavy scent of blood lingered in the cold winter air, infesting as he continued to drag his sword through the snow-covered landscape, the red steel of his glittering blade stained with the blood of his fallen foes, and dripping onto the white snow. From the dark corners of the wilderness, the demonic creatures watched his every move with a permanent gaze, their bloodlust driving them to follow him as he left the village behind. The effects of the Akioko had drawn them to him during his journey into the perilous one as he ventured further into the unknown. They snarled and growled, baring their fangs at him, yet their movements were hesitant. Kojiro could easily sense their insatiable hunger and their fear. He counted 16, since he already killed 3, and thankfully none of them were in upper moon rank, and they were weak. Though humanoid, some appeared more animal, and what little intelligence they carried was now replaced with nothing but primal instincts to hunt. Each step they took towards him was slow and calculated, as if unsure of their own abilities to take him down. Despite their menacing appearance, there was a sense of vulnerability in their eyes, a glimmer of uncertainty that constructed with their aggressive posture. Regardless, they followed him mindlessly, like a pack of starving wolves, each maw saliving for this taste of his flesh. He doubted whatever they were aware that their decision to attack him would undoubtedly result in their own downfall. The sight of his sword, stained with the blood of his enemies, served as a grim reminder of the consequences of their actions. His warning was clear and unmistakable. Once far away from the village, Kojiro abruptly halted in his step. His red and golden eyes continued to stare straight ahead. He had no idea where he was, but as long as he led the vile demons far away from the village, he didn't care. This is where his battle with them would take place. He will kill them right here and now. Kojiro's heart pounded in his chest as he gazed out at the distant landscape before him. The sky was still gray, with the sun being concluded behind thick gray clouds. So, if he could just hold out until the sky clears, his victory is assured. In the meantime, he remained resolved, his grip tightening on the hilt of his sword as he prepared for the coming battle. The air was thick with tension as Kojiro took a deep breath, sealing himself for what was to come. The demon would be upon him soon. Their malevolent presence felt even from a distance. But Kojiro was undaunted, his determination unwavering. He knew that this was the fight he had to win, not just for himself, but for the safety of the village he had sworn to protect and for a girl who would be his soon-to-be wife. Without hesitation, one demon decided enough was enough and went to attack him. Bad move. With a quick fiery slash, Kojiro decapitated the demon's head, blood spewing like a geyser. The others, completely unfazed as their friend's demise, also changed. But once again, the flame hosher was quick and quickly decapitated the vile fiend. His red and golden eyes filled with furious rage as one by one charged at him with razor-sharp teeth at the ready. Kojiro charged at them with equal fast, slicing at each one, blood and guts splattering everywhere, and the snow on the ground instantly went from white to red. For a split second, he gazed at the horizon, seeing that the clouds were starting to leave as rays of sunlight appeared, and Kojiro couldn't help with a small smile that crossed his lips. The demons, all too blind by their bloodlust and hunger, didn't even realize that their own death was just over the horizon. This was absolute torture. You stood at the Egawa, waiting impatiently for Kojiro to come back safely. The morning sun was just over the horizon, the light of dawn peeking over the frozen mountain. You prayed to the gods that your lover was okay and unharmed. There was this kind of hollowness, this emptiness, that settled into the pit of your stomach. When Kojiro wasn't with you, you tried not to think negative thoughts and told yourself that you were being overdramatic. You couldn't help it. You worried that you could be hurt or worse. I can't take this, you exclaimed suddenly. What's wrong, Yin? Wait, where are you going? Otsu questioned, watching you step off the Egawa. I'm going to find Ko, you said. The elder woman's eyes widened. You can't, Yin. It's too far, too dangerous, she warns, causing you to stop mid-step. I know you're worried, but you must have faith in Kojiro. Patience is a virtue. You knew that, but your man was out there fighting hordes of vile demons, and the possibility of him getting overwhelmed made you worried. You knew Kojiro could hold his own, but you smiled before turning towards Otsu. I'm sorry, Obi-chan. You apologized, and with that, you took off, running down the path that led to the main road towards the village. Yin, wait! The elder woman called out for you, but it was no use. You were gone. You had absolutely no idea where you were going, but once you reached the village, there wasn't a soul in sight. Some of the shops and houses you'd passed by had wisteria talismans hanging above each door. Eventually, you reached a fork in the road, and you contemplated on which way to go. You knew one of these paths led to the outlands, but since your mind was coursing with worry, you've forgotten which one. Kojiro was possibly halfway across Yokiyama by now. Ko, where are you? You mumbled. As if to answer your question, a cold wind blew to your right as you turned your head in the direction. Without any hesitation, you went right and towards the woods. In a moment, you spotted something in the snow that intently made your blood run cold. Blood. There was blood in the snow. Dark red splatters that bled into the whiteness of the snow spread everywhere. You just prayed that it didn't belong to your lover. The sheer thought made you speed up your pace. There was a foul stench of death in the air as you passed by a gruesome sight of decapitated bodies laying lifeless on the ground. You noticed how the morning light from the sun's rays shined on the few, turning them into ash. You briefly remembered Kojiro telling you how the sun was the demon's greatest weakness. It sets their cells afire, prevents them from healing, and ultimately destroys them. So basically, these demons were just very similar Koyuki-satos, or vampires. Just like the ones in the story Otsu would told you when you were younger. How ironic. As you continued to follow the footsteps in the snow, you saw an opening through the trees. Once you reached the light, you glanced to see what could only be described as a scene straight out of a fairy tale. There, Kojiro, the flame Hashira, stood tall amidst the chaos. Kojiro! You cried out.